Were captured from. And in here, this castle was built purposely for the transatlantic slave trade. And for the trade to have been successful, people had to be captured. And these people could walk as far as from Nigeria to go to this place. But before they got to this place, due to the conditions they had to endure, not all of the captives were able to journey to this place because some of them died on the way. Some of them became extremely weak, and others were being swallowed by wild animals. For those who were stronger enough to withstand all the conditions, before they were brought to this place, they were taken to a place known as Asan Manso. In Asan Manso, there was a river there. In that river, they were given the opportunity to take their last bath or last shower there. And after they journeyed to this place, they journeyed barefooted. They were given some food to sustain them to regain strength to continue with the journey. And when they were brought to this castle, they were not taken to their appropriate dungeons immediately. They were taken to a hall in this place known as the Palava Hall. And in that hall, the auctioning was going on. It means that they were being exchanged with commodities such as mirrors, gun and gunpowder, liquor, cloth there. And in the same hall were doctors and nurses who were examining the captives and separating the stronger ones from the weaker ones. The stronger ones were the ones kept in the chambers. Later, they became the commercial captives because they were transported. But for those who were extremely weak here, they were maintained in this place as the domestic captives here, and they did the domestic chores in here. And earlier on, there were no geopolitical systems. What was existing was states, kingdoms, empires. And amongst these people, they were fighting to enlarge their territory. This kingdom fights these people. When you conquer them, automatically you fuse their people into yours. But for the conditions they had to endure was not brutal like the transatlantic slave trade. Then we can say that the transatlantic slave trade capitalized on all those factors for the trade to be successful. But for that one, then the conditions they had to endure was inhumane. And in here, the capture of the captives was done in so many forms. For others, they ended up here as a result of being lied to that they would be given a better life. And others too, they were being captured by the Europeans themselves. For example, they would set a whole village on fire. And whilst the people in the village were running for their lives in desperation, they would capture all of them. And for others too, the kings or the prominent leaders here at that time played a role in the transatlantic slave trade. Because if not for anything, some of the kings who were the keepers of the lands in here gave the lands to these Europeans to construct these various forts and castles here. And some of them took brought their prisoners of wars in here. So now we'll be visiting the Neo Slave Dungeon. But before we go there, please let's have a look at this plan here. This plaque here was unveiled by the National House of Chiefs in the year 1992 when Ghana celebrated Panafest. This plaque was brought here to apologize on behalf of their predecessors who were involved in the trade and to urge us all that as living we should vow that such injustice would not happen in our real societies or wherever we find ourselves. And this plaque here contains a very powerful message. And it reads, "In everlasting memory of the anguish of our ancestors, may those who died rest in peace. May those who return find their roots. May humanity never again perpetuate such injustice against humanity. We, the living God, to uphold it." Now, our focus is on we, the living God, to uphold it. This plaque here did not categorize or specify the kind of people who should vow that such injustice should not happen in our real societies. It says we the living, implying that irrespective of your gender, your color, your race, wherever you are coming from, as far as you're living, we should vow that such inhumane activities will not happen in our real societies or wherever we find ourselves again.
Life-changing moment begins. The male cell.
Some of the captives who were captured were very strong. At a point in time, they became very aggressive and wanted to fight for their freedom. This place was designed for men who revolted for their freedom in a specific time. So the number could differ depending on the number of people who revolted for their freedom in a specific time. And in here, they were left to die here, meaning that till the last person here dies, nobody was living here. They were brought in here to dehydrate and suffocate till they die. No source of light, no ventilation, no food, no water, nothing in here. And when they died in here, there was no befitting burial for them. And if 5 people were brought here and 1 dies, the 4 of them were left to inhale the stench of the one who died till all of them die here. Others do call this place the room of no return, because you're going to come in here alive, but definitely you're going to leave here dead. So they did that to serve as a deterrent to the others in the chambers, not to revolt for their freedom and to psychologically enslave them, to intimidate them. Because hearing or seeing your fellow colleagues dying here, preferably you would have wanted to endure the conditions down there, with a holes up there as the source of light and ventilation here. Initially, this place was a storage room for storing gold and other items here. But because this place was purposely changed into a condemned cell, a room of no return, this place there was sealed. And initially, before, the place was hotter and darker because there was doors here, meaning that they could suffocate till they even die in here. Please, like we did, please watch your head. Please, I beg. Please, I beg. Please watch your head.
This is something else. I've been touching the walls too. It's a way to feel. These walls definitely have a story. Just being there in that room and just thinking about everything our tour guide was saying, it really made you think about how grateful we are to have the descendants to have survived this.